What's going on, everybody? This is Ball Up Top's NBA Top Shot NFT show on YouTube. I'm your host, Mike. Hope everyone's enjoying the NBA Finals. I know Steph Curry's performance in Game 4 was kind of amazing. I'm kind of hoping that we get a top shot moment out of that, but we'll have to wait and see. This week's show, we're going to we only have one pack per se to open, and that is actually the challenge reward from the Boston Miami series, the Eastern Conference Finals. And we're also going to cover over the anthology, the Magic Johnson Anthology, which just dropped. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump first and go ahead and open up the reward. Let's see. This was from, like I said before, it's Eastern Conference Finals, Celtics and Heat. This was the Flash Challenge reward for the series. And of course, it was Boston because they won. Marcus Smart, jump shot. That's a good shot. That's a nice little highlight. I don't know if that's the highlight that would, yeah, you know what? I could go with that. It is unusual. It's an incredible shot. It was an and one. And the more I'm watching it, the more I'm feeling like that was really a worthy prize for the Flash Challenge. It's number 3380 out of 3873. So we'll go ahead and check the progress of that, and we're actually at 64 of the 70 moments for the playoffs. So we're pretty close. But the main thing that we're going to cover today is going to be the Magic Johnson Anthology. And the reason being is like this was the first anthology they put out. It was a big drop. Well, big in terms of like level of importance, but not in actual the amount of NFTs dropped. So we're actually gonna show these highlights off from most common to least common. So these packs were going for $399 a piece. So as you can see, like the most common one, there was only 999 of them made. We're going to that. It's outselling for 308. So if you are interested in actually getting one of these, you could get away with getting it for cheaper than the pack. Yeah, and that was a game winner against Boston. One leg from three. It's. I don't know if that was a game winner or just a halftime shot. I don't know a lot about that shot, but December of '87. But you can just like watch Larry Bird's disgust. They literally just run straight into the locker room. So I said that one you can get right now for 308. It's the only one that you can get less than what a pack cost. Um, it's a rare moment. The second rare moment was there was 499 of those, and it's currently going for 505. And let's see what we got here. There's actually 65 of those available in the marketplace right now. Yeah, and it's one of Magic's most famous facets. It's a nice little layup finish by Byron Scott. It's one of those things that like was used. It's still sometimes used as just like an introductory of NBA games, or like used to be on NBC and CBS. So yeah, it's definitely. I mean, if you were going to do a Magic Johnson highlight anthology, that would be it. So the third highlight is going to be the first of the two legendary. Now this one they made 85 of them. You can see right now that the going rate is $21.99. There's 24 of them for sale. And it's one of those another classic Magic Pass. It's like there's certain things that kind of get woven into the fabric of highlights throughout the history of the league, and that's one of them. Which brings us to the most rare, which is also legendary. It brings us to there was only 80 of them made. The current ask is 8,500, and this is the one from his rookie year. This is the Finals MVP, Game 6, 42 points, double-digit rebounds, almost an 8 assists where he starts at center. Like this is where the NBA legend of Magic Johnson really took off. And what's neat about this one is there is kind of multiple. This is not one highlight. This is like focused on that game. And I don't know if it's been done before, but I think this is the first highlight that's kind of like that, where they're covering multiple highlights from a extravagant game. And I think that is, especially when dealing with the past, is going to be the direction some of these NFTs start to go. Like the most worthy ones will be the ones that have these multiple highlights. But the anthology is going to be interesting. Like you look at the prices this is going for. Imagine when they do an anthology of Jordan or of Kobe. What about other all-time greats like Larry Bird or Charles Barkley, Dwayne Wade, even though he does have already have one NFT. But the point being is like these anthologies are really going to drive up some prices because it's going to be they're going to go after people's favorites. Like I debated on whether to get in on this Magic Johnson, even though I knew I could only get one and it was going to cost heavily to try to collect the rest. Because growing up as a kid, like that was my guy. But I did, but I went back and forth, and I wasn't going to do it, and then I hopped in, and basically I hopped in too late into the room to actually get one. But as you can see, if I really wanted to spend the money to get one, the most common of the rare is accessible for actually cheaper than it would have been. It would have been out of the pack. So, but yeah, you see that the most expensive one's going for 8,500. So I'm kind of interested to see where this takes off and who is the next quote unquote anthology. And what will make it bigger is how often do they do anthologies? If they do too many too quickly, it is going to try to kind of like take away the interest of them. They'll become far less important. But let's say they do them like twice a year or even once a year. Like that's really going to amp up what they're worth. The other question is going to be how do they use them? Like as it pertains to like challenges and things of that nature. Like what benefit within the game part of it, not the collector side, but the game part of it does this hold? It's not like you can go and just say, hey, you know, like, oh, is Magic's going to put up any assists on a given night? But what they could do, one idea would be like on the anniversary of him breaking Oscar Robertson's record at the time for the most assists, or him winning the All Star Game MVP, or just anything like that. That little grouping of what to do, like that could be interesting. Like, so I'm kind of interested to see. And I say all this, like even the All Star Weekend, like they could do an anthology of All Star MVPs, and it not even be just one player. like maybe each one of them is multiple players from decades. Like there's a million different directions they can take this. But as I said, if they do too many too quickly, I do feel like the overall impact and importance of them will disappear. And as you can see, if you look to the one on the far left, they actually had Magic Autograph and NFT. So there's only 80 of them. It's the legendary one, it's the most rare one to find, but it actually has his autograph on it, which I found to be kind of neat. I mean, it's it's not it's a digital autograph, so it's not that tangible thing like you went out and got it. But at the same point in time, it's just like adding to the importance of that individual highlight. A couple other things going on. They're doing crafting challenges. So I'm not. I know that the prize is one thing, but I'm trying to understand what it is. Um, it's so we're gonna go in here like here. It says introducing crafting challenges. So essentially, what it is this: you're gonna have to be willing to, let's say it's five highlights. You take those five highlights, and they're going to give you a prize for them, but it's not. But it's a trade because then they're going to burn those five highlights you have. Now, what does that do? Well, burning them is going to remove them from circulation, and so essentially, it should increase the value of the ones that are still out there. And the prize for this is the Ja Morant dunk. So, and it's an interesting. It's really kind of an interesting thought process because people that are collectors or go through all of this trying to get where excuse me for a second here, trying to get to, improve their collector score and trying to, and so now you're asking them to basically trade them in for this one, which is going to make it interesting once this drops, how much this Ja Morant is worth. Because there's a couple crafting challenges out right now. I believe. Oh no, there's one, and it's this one right here for the Ja Morant. So we're gonna look at this here, and I want to show you kind of what highlights are in here because it's not like you're giving away something easy. So it's like here's series two, throwdown moments, any moment. Now, see, I have a Ben Simmons from that. And if you look, like most of these here, there's series two and series three throwdown moments. Looks like, and then there's a Ja Morant Rising Star, and Ja Morant All Star, and Ja Morant Any Moment. Like so, there's a lot to be had. And what I wanted to do is take a quick look as to the going rates of some of this. Like you look like right here for that one, you're talking about 237 is the cheapest one to get. The point being is that cost is going to jump up exponentially. So right there, 237 for each one of those. That's you're talking about 470, 474, and that's for two highlights. The any moments they'll be easy enough to attain without too much cost. Let's see, series three throwdown for it. And we have to understand that part of this is being driven by people's want of them to get the Ja Morant moment. So that's raising the price on some of these things. But if you look like the series three throwdowns, looking at 58. So we'll just, we'll say, let's see, 57. So yeah, we'll add another 50. So now you're talking about a 525 moment. So next, I mean, you're we're what, 5 highlights in. We're probably close and spending close to $600 if you want to do that. And those are, and there's another one. So now we're at 650, and there's another one. So now we're at 700, and now we're on to the series two throwdown moments. Now, see, I do have one, and that's Ben Simmons. I think he's worth about $50. But shot moments here. 38, 40. So we'll say 40. So, we're talking about like if you didn't have any of those highlights to start with, you would have to buy $800 ish in highlights to get this Ja Morant, and they're going to burn all the ones that you just bought, that you just spent. So I kind of feel like the only way that this is even close to being like what you want it to be is if you already have quite a few of these highlights and you're willing like as duplicates, or if what your plan is to use the ones you already have to get burn them and get the Ja Morant and wait for that to be over and hope that the price falls and then go back and get the rest and then go back and rebuy them and see if maybe that way you like turn a backwards profit, so to speak. But yeah, overall it's yeah, this is the first time I've seen the crafting ones. I'm kind of interested to see how that plays itself out. That's all I got for you guys this week. We're gonna end the show with seeing this Ja Morant highlight. I hope everybody has a good weekend. Continue to enjoy the finals. Well, I think we are going to end it without seeing the Ja Morant highlight. But yeah, everybody enjoy the finals, and we'll be back next week. Peace.